In the past 17 NFL seasons, only one player has ever recorded at least 10 sacks and 100 tackles in a single season. That player was James Harrison in 2008, and he went on to win Defensive Player of the Year. Well, a rookie named Micah Parsons already has 10 sacks and 72 tackles, which means he's on pace for 14 sacks and 102 tackles as a rookie. Okay, so obviously this guy is just insane and not human, but today I want to hop into some film and see exactly what makes him so good. And we're actually going to break this film down into 3 sections because he's not a one-dimensional guy. He has been huge in the pass rush, in coverage, and in run defense. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. So in this first part of the film analysis, this is all going to be about Micah Parsons and his pass rushing ability. And as you're going to see on the screen, I'm going to have to point out almost every single play where he's at unless it's super obvious. Because as you see, he's going to line up on the right, he's going to line up on the left, he's going to line up as a blitzing linebacker and push up in the A-gap, so we're going to have to point him out every time. But not only has he proven to be an athletic freak and one of the most athletic people on the field at any given time, but he already has elite pass rushing skills, and we're going to see a lot of that on this play right here against KC. So let's get into it. The first play, the first thing we're going to notice is his explosive first step. I mean, he's already attacking upfield. He's attacking the tackle's upfield shoulder, which is absolutely perfect. But the next important thing is you have to win the battle with your hands. Already, he's reaching out to do this. The lineman is not ready for it. And so he's going to get his hands on him first and instantly rip through. I mean, if you win the battle with your hands as he's pushing upfield, you already have a huge advantage in this. And then look at this. Look at his ankles. This is why I like to call rubber ankles, because he turns this almost on a 90-degree angle right here. He gets upfield, wins the battle with his hands, and then attacks not only Mahomes, but his upfield shoulder. So what is Mahomes going to do? He can't reverse spin out because Micah Parsons is going to be there. Gives him no time to escape. But, I mean, just look at this full speed. Get the explosive first step, win it with his hands, turn the corner. Mahomes has nothing to do. That is just so impressive. This is going to be another play against KC. This time, he's going to be at the top of your screen challenging the other tackle because the other tackle is probably like, oh my gosh, can you please take him? I don't know what to do. So he goes up, and if you don't see this very often, it's because it doesn't happen very often. He again kind of bull rushes it first and is again able to win the battle with his hands, gets free. Mahomes sees us right away, and this time he does have an escape route to his left, but this is something you do not see often. You see Mahomes scramble all the times. How many times do you see him get caught from behind? Not only that, but get strip sacked. This is when the Cowboys were down 2 possessions winding down the second half. The game was getting away from them. KC was driving, and this is the impact plays that Micah Parsons can make. At any given time, he's going to win his matchup, be able to track down a fairly athletic quarterback getting out of the pocket who scrambles all the time, catch him, force a huge play on this. This is another elite trait from Micah Parsons and his pass rushing abilities. So if you're a lineman, you're watching film on Micah Parsons, if you watch that Kansas City game, you are terrified. Micah Parsons is going to be right here, but watch this lineman, how hard he has to drop back to try and protect. But this is where it comes an advantage for Micah Parsons because he uses his speed to his advantage to not only trick the lineman to get even more sacks. So on this play, very similar to all the other ones, look at how hard the lineman has to drop back to protect because he knows that Micah Parsons can get upfield, turn the corner in a hurry. Micah Parsons takes advantage. This takes a jab step, comes in almost untouched. And what is Matt Ryan supposed to do? I mean, he just wins this matchup so easy, and he wouldn't have won this if he didn't have the respect from the lineman that he can get around the edge so easily. Completely just jukes him out and gets another easy sack. No chance of getting the ball, no chance for a throwaway. Matt Ryan ends up fumbling it. The Falcons recover, but again, this is the impact he makes on a game. Can completely change the momentum of the entire game. So now if you're thinking, oh, yeah, I get it. He's an insane athlete. Here he is. He's going to go against Brandon Parker right here. And before I mention this play, you have to know Brandon Parker is 6 foot 8 inches tall, 320 pounds. So yes, Micah Parsons is an insane athlete, super explosive, but look what he does on this play. The lineman has to worry about his inside. Obviously, earlier in the game or earlier in the season when he saw Matt Ryan get sacked. But look at this. Micah Parsons just meets him head on. Put a helmet on a helmet. Drive those legs. He drives 6 foot 8, 320 pound Brandon Parker right into Derek Carr to get the sack. I mean, what are you supposed to do as a lineman? Like, you're setting up right now. You have to, I mean, you saw this in the Falcons game. You have to take a deep jab step to protect your outside. You can't be too overcommitted to that because he'll just go right on the inside. But when Micah Parsons is just coming at you full speed and you're worrying about all these finesse moves and he's just going to put a helmet on a helmet, get lower than you. Look at the pad level on that. I mean, he is just driving him straight back into Derek Carr. So not only is one of the fastest, most athletic freaks on the field, he is also going to be one of the strongest. And we're going to see that a lot more in the run game and later in the film analysis. Now in this play, this is where Micah Parsons is just unfair, and what teams are used to doing over and over and over with linebackers just isn't going to work. So right now, they're going to call Leighton Vander Esch the Mike on this play, so that means they're going to slide to the right. He has him if Vander Esch comes to blitz, and so the guard's going to kind of double team, and on this play, they are going to leave the running back all alone on an island to guard Micah Parsons. And so, I mean, you saw him, what he did to a 320-pound guy. What is he supposed to do? He's just going to have to chip block. Actually does a really good job chip blocking it. Completely gets Micah Parsons. But the athleticism to stay on his feet. I mean, look at just how he catches himself here. Catches himself, stays on his feet, and Sam Darnold's like, oh, good, he's down. Oh, no, he's down. Micah Parsons, this is just him. I mean, you cannot just put a linebacker or a running back on him. You have to chip him with a tight end when you're with a tackle. You have to chip him with a running back. You cannot have him one-on-one almost with anyone, especially a running back on this play. So if this is their scheme going in, they have to make a halftime adjustment to completely change this around, because that is just unfair. And on this play, this is just beautifully screened by the Cowboys. So at the very last second, Keanu Neal is going to come up, and the Cowboys are going to run this double mug look when they're both linebackers are in the A-gap. But they're going to do the stunt switch where Keanu Neal is going to go first. Micah Parsons is going to kind of scrape through and just be an absolute missile going to the quarterback. And this is just a beautiful design blitz, but Micah Parsons' athleticism is just able to make this so much better, because he just comes like a missile, like a bullet out of a gun, coming straight to Teddy Bridgewater, and there's just nothing he can do. And this is why he has 10 sacks in his rookie year already. He's on pace for 14. And that's going to transition us to the next part of this film analysis, is what Micah Parsons does in the run game. Not only is he an elite pass rusher, but he is a huge part of the Cowboys' run defense. On this play, he's going to be right here, and what Kansas City is going to try and do is get Micah Parsons out of the play. And by doing this, they're going to run a speed option. Mahomes is going to attack Micah Parsons, and they're going to try and pitch it to the outside, just completely take him out of the play, make him choose, and wherever he doesn't go, that's what they're going to do with the ball. But again, like we saw earlier, you cannot scheme the same way you do with every linebacker like you can for Micah Parsons, because watch what he does on this play. And his responsibility on this play, if you're the free linebacker, you attack the quarterback like a missile, and you make him pitch the ball and then leave it up to the other people. But Micah Parsons is athletic enough, so he attacks Mahomes, his upfield shoulder. Mahomes is going to pitch it, but then look at Micah Parsons is already running out there. If Mahomes pitches this right now, he's going to be able to make that tackle out there. So Mahomes is like, okay, I can kind of like fake pitch it and then run. Well, Micah Parsons is still there. He guards two people at once. He's just way more athletic. I mean, they try to take him out of this play, and he single-handedly caused a 5-yard loss on this play late in the game. Another huge play in the run game. So back to the Falcons game. This is Micah Parsons. He's going to be a linebacker, and he either sniffs out this run super fast, or he's on a blitz this play, which I think is more likely. But this isn't going to be a run play. He has gap responsibility, but he's going to get double teamed on this play. But look at his tenacity. Look how hard he hits the hole, and look what he does. Number 61, he's going to pull. There's going to be a double team. He's going to kind of chip off of him. But Micah Parsons absolutely blows this up. Baby's number 67 or 61. Yeah, 61. Blows this play up. I mean, this play was doomed from the start. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to get a push. You're supposed to get a huge push on this double team so they can go off. Micah Parsons blows it up, and this is why he is such a pivotal part of the Cowboys' run defense. And as we've seen in his pass rushing and his sacks, he is a very sure tackler, but this is going to be the first of many great examples for the rest of this film analysis of how good he is at tackling and completely stopping players' momentums. This is 3rd and goal. This is a huge play. Kadarius Toney, one of the most athletic people out there. I mean, Micah Parsons kind of has to flow, respect it. Kadarius Toney is going to do a counter play with all the pulling guards. Micah Parsons is going to scrape all the way across the field. 74 is going to try and get upfield and get him. He's just not athletic enough. He's going to run right past him. But this is where Kadarius Toney has an automatic touchdown most of the time. I say most of the time because Micah Parsons, as soon as he gets in contact with him, what he does, he shoots low like a wrestler, gets at his waist, and then he rolls, completely stopping all his momentum, stopping him at the 1-yard line, making it 4th and goal. And we're going to look at another angle on this play. Again, Micah Parsons is right here on this play. And you're going to watch him scrape, get all the way across, and just look how close this is. I mean, on this angle, you're going to see a lot better how easy of a touchdown this should be for Kadarius Toney, because he should just be able to take his momentum, get hit right here, and kind of just fall into the end zone. Micah Parsons completely sniffs it out, tackles him, and one of the most sure open field tacklers in the NFL, in my opinion. So he's fast, he's quick, he's aggressive, but what can he do in the hole when he meets a running back one-on-one, especially a guy like Leonard Fournette, who is massive and a bulldozer? Micah Parsons scrapes through, reads the hole, reads the run all the way, meets him at the line of scrimmage, and boom! I mean, look, that is what Leonard Fournette does. He takes people and he pushes them back. On this play, again, you can see him scrape through, and just look at how Leonard Fournette's momentum completely stops when Micah Parsons meets him. And this is a huge power back who always falls forward for an extra 2 to 3 yards. His legs just completely stop, and if he isn't in the open field tackle and isn't able to tuck and roll, he can meet you, put a helmet on a helmet, and just drive you back. And that's going to take us to our third and final part of this film analysis, is what he does in pass coverage. And now this is last because out of the 3, this is the things he's still working on the most. But we're going to see his athleticism, his open field tackling on display in a bunch of plays here, because he still has a difficulty. He can keep up with running backs and tight ends coming out, and even receivers on long crossing dragging routes where he can keep up with them. But kind of these double moves and certain concepts, he doesn't have quite the veteran skill yet on how to know what kind of routes they're going to run. But on this play, you can see how many times do you see this? Micah Parsons is going to go to the flats. Kirk Cousins is going to dump it off. And this is a great play right here, because look at everyone's dropping deep behind him. This is a running back who should have the advantage on a linebacker in the open field. And you see this all the time in the NFL, where you can just kind of swing it out, get an open field, and he can make one person miss and pick up an easy first down. Not with Micah Parsons, one of the most sure tacklers in the league. That's just not going to be there. That's going to wrap up and actually go for a loss. I mean, just look at how much open field he gets if he can make one guy miss. But this is just perfect tackling. And like I said, he does this tuck and roll, completely takes away all their momentum. One of the most sure tacklers. And to me, this is one of the most impressive pass coverage plays I've seen from Micah Parsons all year, because he does so many things right on this play right here. And he has to go through all of his reads and progressions and makes the perfect play on all of them. So first thing, it's going to go out. He's going to read run because it's a play action. But on this play, the tight end's going to release and go upfield. And his responsibility is to chip the tight end, which he does a great job of doing. Gets his hands on him right there. Kind of reads run. But then he realizes it's play action. Okay, look, he's taking a drop set. He needs to get to his zone right now because he's kind of out of position. So he's dropping back, but then right here, one step later, he sniffs out the screen. Look at this, and then without any hesitation, reads it out, lurks it, and as soon as CJ Ham's going to catch it, he's going to get tackled for a loss on this play. I mean, for a pass coverage play from Micah Parsons, one of his best plays of the season. And again, we're just going to see his athleticism and his smarts for the game. So look at where Parsons is and look at where Van Der Esch is, and let me know what you see as this play develops, because this is going to be another play action play. It's going to be a boot route to the right side of the field. So he's going to kind of read run, and then he reads pass, and so he's like, okay, so right now he has the middle of the field. Van Der Esch, they are right next to each other because he was not in position. And so he has the guy in the middle of the field right now, but he sees CJ Ham coming wide open on it. So he is going to take that instead of Van Der Esch and just completely go off his man, read it, be smart, be a veteran, sniff out the play, and again, another tackle for loss out of coverage. So as we can see, the Cowboys have an absolute alien on their team that has not only been a complete player, but as a rookie has established himself as the best player on the Cowboys defense and one of the best defenders in the entire NFL. To me, he has everything in his arsenal to be a multiple-time defensive player of the year, and if it wasn't for Mac Jones, who I think is his only competition for rookie of the year, he would have this locked down, but he has easily been one of the most dominant defensive rookies we've seen in recent memory. But as you can see, what makes him so special is he's already a feared edge rusher that offenses have to account for, but he's going to be coming off the edge as a blitzing linebacker. He can also prove to be one of the most sure tacklers in the run game and in the open field. He's smart, explosive, and he closes the gap so fast. He can also drop into coverage, sniff out screens, and when you want a mismatch on a linebacker in coverage, he's athletic enough where it just simply isn't a mismatch anymore. He has been so fun to watch, and I haven't talked about him since the preseason when he was my pick for Defensive Rookie of the Year. And not only has he lived up to the hype, but it seems like he keeps getting better and better as the weeks go on. But what do you guys think about Micah Parsons? Honestly, he has been so much fun to watch, and what Dan Quinn has done with him, not making him a one-dimensional player, being able to get the best out of him in all phases of the game, has been so incredible to watch. He's so athletic. He has great hands. He's great in coverage. He's very smart, explosive, and he seemed to be durable so far, so in the NFL, which was a concern going in. But I love to see that. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Comment down below what you think about Micah Parsons, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. I love and appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much for checking out the channel, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.